Good evening, good evening. 9:16. Probably start to go live at 9:15. Hello, hello, hello. Hey Tim, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Do me a favor when you come in. I know where you're from, Tim, but when you come in, go ahead and tell me what city and state you are joining from, and then if you don't mind, go ahead and like it and share, because we have some great content tonight that we're going to talk about. We're coming on, it's a new year, so happy new year everyone. Welcome to 2020, a new decade we have entered. I'm grateful to see a new decade, right? 2020, especially in lieu of what's going on in the world. God is still good, and I am thankful to see a new year. It is 2020, which is why I have decided to come on and talk about making 2020 great. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate it, Tim. You said I don't do this for many people. Thank you, Tim. Around this time of the year is January, and normally January, February, March, most people, but especially January, people are making visions and they have goals set for their life for the year. And if you're like me, you actually started planning these things before we got into 2020. I actually started in October writing down the things that I had on the table, or the visions and the goals that I had in mind for 2019, the ones that did come to pass and the ones that I kind of let go by the wayside. And so in October, I started working towards my goals and my visions for 2020. And I realized that around January, we start to see a lot of things happening, gearing towards executing your visions and executing your goals. And one of those things that we will most often see, and I would say we're probably going to see them through to the month of March, is what is called vision board parties. I think they are absolutely great. I think they're a wonderful thing to have. But what I've noticed with those vision board parties is that people come and they put their visions, they tear out of magazines or cut pictures that represent the things that they want to achieve, and they glue them to this board, and they have this board to focus on. It's a focal point for them. Hey, Miss Arian, how are you? They have a focal point for those visions and those goals, and that's all great. But I noticed that there's a missing element to those vision board parties. And that missing element is there needs to be a strategic plan to go along with those visions and those goals. Without a strategic plan, most likely those visions and those goals will just stay what they are. If we think back to 2019, 2018, 2017, I'm sure we all can look at some goals and some visions we had and that didn't happen. And the reason why they didn't happen is most likely because we didn't put a plan behind them. We had nothing to support those visions and those goals. And so I did that. I did that with some of the goals that I had, some of the visions and the goals that I had for 2019. And so I decided that I wanted to make sure that we are all successful in 2020, and that we had the tools and the keys needed to make 2020 great, right? And so I've come on tonight to give you just a few of those steps that I use to make sure that my visions and my goals were executed. I had a strategic plan to support, to go under, to help me make sure that those visions and those goals came to pass. Okay. So I'm going to give you a few of those steps that I took to make sure that it happened. All right. If you're ready, go ahead. Just put up a one and say, or a hand and say, I'm ready, Miss Wanda. Let's go. Let's do this, because this is going to be great for you. If you don't get all the video, go ahead and share it. You can come back to it because I'm going to save it so that you have a reference point so that you can come back and take notes. If you have a pencil and paper ready, that's cool. If not, you can come back later and take notes. All right. So we're going to start with, because I'm a woman who loves God. I serve God. He's the head and first and foremost of my life. I can't do anything without him. So we're going to start with scripture. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. That's Habakkuk 2:2. Hey, nephew. And so it's the first step in this is Habakkuk says that God told him to write the vision. Write the vision, right? So step number one, although it's simplistic, it seems very, very simple. The first step is to simply write it down. Write the vision down. Write the goals down. Okay? Write it down. This might seem like, that's not a really big deal, but I need you to understand that this is a very important step. If it were not important, God wouldn't have instructed Habakkuk to do this, okay? There's a reason why he told him to write it down, why we're instructed to write it down. There's significance in writing the vision and the goal down. Okay, the first reason is because you need something to fix your eyes upon. You need to be able to see it. You need to be able to view it. You need to be able to focus on it. Okay, and once you have that, it's something about writing it down that gives it life. My pastor would say that. Thank you for taking notes, Joanna. That's my YOC family. I love you. My pastor would say that you can have a dream, you can have a goal, you can have a vision, but it really doesn't come to life until you write it down. It's not real until you write it down. And so we need you to write the vision down, because soon as you write it down, suddenly it becomes life. It takes on life. It's real now because I can see it. I can read it. I have to be accountable to it because I've written it down. Okay. Now, where you write it down is just as significant as writing it down. I don't need you to just write it down on a piece of paper, because a piece of paper or some pieces of paper or an envelope or the back of a piece of mail or something else you have. Why is that? Because that can easily get lost. It can get lost in the shuffle. It can get lost and mixed up in the mail. It can get lost in things that you want to throw it away. So I need you to write these visions and these goals down. I need you to get a specific notebook and write them down. Write them down so that you can go back to it, that you can read it daily. You can look at it. You can add notes to it. All of these things need to be written down in a notebook, because you're not going to lose a notebook. It's not as easy to lose. You can misplace it, but it's not as easy to misplace a notebook or lose a notebook as it is to lose pieces of paper, right? Right. All right. So we want to write it down. Write it down. That's step number one. Okay. Number two is clarity. Clarity. He clearly told him to write the vision and make it plain. Okay. Clarity. It needs to be clear. You need to be able to understand it. You need to be able to make sense of it. Not only should you be able to make sense of it, everybody else should make sense of it. And guess what? That's what happens when you write it down. Because you know what? It sounds really good up in here. It really sounds good in here. But once I start writing it down, it becomes clearer. I can understand it better. So step 2 is clarity. It needs to be clear. What does that look like? What does clarity look like? Okay, so for example, say your goal is to have a healthier lifestyle. I think all of us, at the beginning of the year, want a healthier lifestyle. I know for me, I want a healthier lifestyle. My aim is to have a healthier lifestyle. There's actually something that I want to do in 2 years. I want to be very toned and fit, and I'm giving myself 2 years to do it. Okay, so that's a goal of mine. And so, but what does that healthy lifestyle look like? I need some clarity to it, because healthy lifestyle for me isn't the same thing as a healthy lifestyle for everybody else, right? So a healthy lifestyle might consist of just taking out sodas and making sure that I drink water. A healthy lifestyle might be just taking out sugar. A healthy lifestyle might be taking out carbs, no more breads, no more pastas and rices, because they contain a lot of sugar. Maybe a healthy lifestyle, which is what I'm choosing to do, is a plant-based lifestyle. Maybe a healthy lifestyle is a vegan lifestyle. As you see, I'm making it clear. It's clarity. Okay, I'm making it clear what type of healthy lifestyle that I want to achieve. Okay, so step number 2 is make it clear. Write it out. Write it out. Okay, I want a healthy lifestyle, so I'm going to eliminate sodas and I'm going to drink water. I'm going to make sure that I get at least 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. That might be a gallon, or at least, a half a gallon of water every day. That's making it clear. I'm going to make sure that if I'm doing vegan, am I going to go all the way where I have no cheese, no milk, nothing that comes from an animal? Or am I going to be vegan, the other type of vegan where there's absolutely no meat, just fish? I've done that before. So you want to make it very clear. So write it down. And write down what that clarity means to you. All right? So step 1 is write it down in a notebook. Step 2 is clarity, making sure I'm clear and it makes sense. And it not only does it make sense to me, but it would make sense to somebody else. So if I was to explain what my goal and what my vision is, someone else would be able to understand it. Okay? All right. I'm going to give you a bonus one. Number 3, what's needed? What is needed to obtain these goals and this vision? What do I mean by that? All right. So we used healthy lifestyle as an example. All right. So along with that healthy lifestyle, we need diet and exercise, right? We're changing how we eat. We've already established that. We've made it clear. We're changing how we eat, however that might work for that person. For me, I'm going to a plant-based diet. All right. So I might need to do some research on what exactly that plant-based diet looks like. Might need to get some books. I might need to talk to somebody who's already doing the plant-based lifestyle. That means what's needed. How often am I going to have to go to the grocery store? How long because plant-based vegetables don't last that long in the refrigerator, okay? So how often am I going to have to cook? Is this going to be feasible for me with my work schedule? Because I'm a hairstylist. That means I'm going to have to prepare my meals and take them to work. Am I going to prepare them, or do I need somebody to prepare the meals for me? I'm going to have to incorporate exercise. Will I exercise at the gym? Am I going to get a gym membership and exercise at the gym? Or am I going to work out at home? If I work out at the gym, do I need a trainer to help start me off and show me what's best for my body? The areas that I want to tone, what should I start with? How should I do this? All of these things are important when you are getting that strategic plan to support your goals and your visions. What is needed? If I'm working out at home, what am I going to use to work out at home? Do I need equipment at home? What kind of videos do I need? Can I access them on TV, or do I need a DVD player? Can I use my phone? Can I use, like we said, do I need bulky equipment, or can I just use like a band? Things like that. All of these things. What is needed? What is needed? Do I need a mentor? Do I need an accountability partner? Do I need a workout partner? What and who is needed to make sure that these visions and these goals are executed? Okay? It's not rocket science. It's not hard. It's just that we need some things in place to make sure that in 2020, when we make these goals and these visions, that we have something to support it. Oftentimes, I know I have in the past, especially with weight loss. I think all of us can, attest to that. We can agree with that. We can relate to that. Either we want to tone up. If it's not, we want to lose some weight. We want to get healthy. We want to tone up, all of these things. And we start off well. We do good. And then somewhere along the line, we fall off. And why do we fall off? I can guarantee you it's because we don't have a plan to go along with those goals and those visions. And can I just help you? Even with that plan, you need a plan B. You need a plan B. What is that plan B, Wanda? You need someone in place to hold you accountable. That's your plan B. You have the goals, you have the vision, you have the strategic plan in place to help aid you in achieving those goals and visions, but you also need someone to hold you accountable to make sure you are following those steps, okay? So that's why it's important that you write it down, because once you find an accountability partner, you can screenshot it and send it to them and say, look, I need you to hold me accountable to this. I need you to make sure that I'm following these steps and that I'm keeping on track, because I need to make sure that these things happen this year. I don't want the same things, the same results that I've had year after year after year. This year, I want to be successful. Another thing, when you're dealing with what's needed, you also need to look at a time frame. How long is it going to take me to achieve these goals? How long will it take me to achieve the vision? That needs to be in there as well. It can be in the clarity part, and it can also be in what's needed. So get accountability partner. And when you pick that accountability partner, you need to get someone who is not afraid to tell you the truth. You need to get someone that will call you on your foolishness. You need to get someone that would be able to tell you, look, you was doing good. Now what's going on? You need to get someone that's not going to say, yes, they'll do it, and then they check on you a couple times, and then that's it. You need someone that really is supporting you, that's encouraging you, that is in your corner, that believes in you. That's who you need. If you need more than one person, then get more than one person. But make sure that they are really for you. Some people, and this is what I hear, some people say they are for you, but they don't want you to go further than they're going. So they'll say, yes, I'm going to help you. Oh, of course, I'll be your accountability partner. And they'll start off making you think that they're in it for you to win. And then after a while, you don't hear from them anymore. And that's because they're going to take the idea, get them someone and run with it and go on about their business and forget all about you. So make sure that you are picking at least 2 people that are really for you, that really want to see you win, that really want to see you successful. One of my accountability partners will be my mentor because he wants me to go further than him. He's always on me, giving me points, to make sure, okay, this is what we're doing this year. No excuses. And what I love about him is that if he gives me a deadline, he expects me to meet that deadline. And I mean like a deadline, like he'll tell me to do something and I need that in before 10:59 tonight. I need it in by 11 o'clock. And he's expecting me to do it. Those are the type of people that you need in your life that honestly see the greatness in you and have the ability to pull it out and make you realize it. And then you also need the people that are able to see your weaknesses and make them strengths. That's what you need in your life. So I would say, along with this strategic plan, your plan B is to get you at least 2 accountability partners that will chastise you, that will support you, that will encourage you, that will pray over you, that will assist you in any way they can to make sure that these goals and these dreams and these visions come to pass this year. All right, so let's recap. Joanna has done a great job. Thank you for writing all the points down for me. Number 1 is write it down. Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision. Write the vision. Write it on tablets. So you're going to write the goals and the visions down. You're going to write them down on a notepad, a journal book. Something that you can keep up with, that you can keep by your nightstand, that you can keep in your dresser drawer so that you won't lose it. Again, pieces of paper, envelopes, and things like that is so easy to be lost. But you want something that you can refer back to, and why? Because once I write it down, it becomes real. It becomes life to me. And it's something that I can fix my eyes on and focus on. Number 2, clarity. You want to make sure that you're making this very clear, what that vision and that goal actually looks like. We want to make it clear. We want to make it clear so that I understand it and the people I'm sharing it with, my accountability partners, they understand it. The other thing is that in our heads, it sounds one way. When we get it down on paper and we start writing it, it comes out totally different. So that's why it's good to write it out and make sure that it is clear, it is precise. Guess what else? Another point, that it's obtainable. It's realistic. It's realistic. Okay? Number 3, which is our bonus tonight, what's needed? What is needed to obtain these goals and these visions? Who and what's needed? Is it, I need a mentor? Do I need to research? Do I need to get books? Do I need a trainer? Whatever it is, whatever it might be, how much time is it going to take? Am I giving myself a realistic timeline to achieve these goals? Whatever it is that's needed, or whoever it is that's needed, that's number 3. That's what you're going to write down. And to support this strategic plan, you have plan B. And that is your accountability partners. And those are people that you can trust, you can believe in, you can count on, that are going to pour into you, that are going to support you, that believe in you, that are going to encourage you, and they're going to be there every step of the way. They're going to critique you. They're going to criticize you if you are wrong. Okay? And not in a bad way, but they're going to hold you responsible to what you said you're going to do. And they're going to assist you in it. So you're going to make sure that they have a copy of this plan and your visions and your goals. Okay? So you need two people that you can rely on, two people that honestly want to see you win, that they are in your corner. They love you and they support you. They can pray for you and encourage you and lift your arms up. When Moses was tired, he had people that lifted his arms up. Can I tell you that even doing these goals and these visions, baby, you get tired. You get frustrated. You get weary. But you need people in your corner that are going to help lift your arms up and say, you know what? I believe in you. You can do this. I see greatness in you. God has worked out the end before the beginning. So come on, let's keep going. Let's keep going. It's only been 6 months. It's been 7 months. Come on, we're making strides. We're making progress. Come on, you can do this. All right? All right. So are there any questions? Any questions or any comments? Joanna says, I always recommend having a mentor for whatever endeavor and or initiatives you are seeking to do. You know what, Joanna, I think that we all need mentors, period. And it would depend on what you're doing. Like you said, I have a business mentor, and then I have spiritual mentors in my life as well. And I would say your top 5 friends are important too. Who's in your circle? Those top 5 people in your circle mean a lot because they should be smarter than you. They should have more than you. They should be a little more successful than you. They should have more money than you, because they should be helping pull you to where they are. You should always have people around you that have gone further than you, so they can pull you where you are. I have some young people around me that are married. One couple, Anitra and her husband, are married. They're millennials. I have a lot of millennials around me, you guys, and I love it because they encourage me. Anitra and her husband, Calvin, are married. They are very successful in their careers. They have their home. They are doing well for themselves. I have another young lady, Charity. She isn't married, but baby, when I tell you that she knew how to keep her credit clean, she knew how to save, she knew how to budget, all of these things. So the things that I did not know how to do, I had people around me who knew how to do it. And then God just started putting people around me to educate me on things that I needed to know. And I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. So we always need to look at who our top 5 people are that are in our circle. And I don't have a lot of people around me. I don't. My sister Amanda is one of the people that I have around me. She went to school as an accountant, and she went back and got her MBA. I just admire her so. She's moved to different places in the United States. She's just a successful young lady, and one that I just look up to. I look at her like although she's family to me, she's in my circle. Another young lady that I I feel is in my circle is, her name is Tammy, and she's a firefighter. She's a lieutenant, another single Black woman doing it, has her own home, has a couple of cars. Now, I know you saying those are material things, but these are things that she's achieved because of her focus and her drive, and so I wanted to have people. I don't need people around me that aren't going anywhere, that aren't doing anything, because they push me to want more. My sister going to school and getting her first degree and then getting her second degree made me want more. And I had a lot of people say, well, you're a cosmetologist. That's cool. But being a cosmetologist wasn't enough for me. I wanted a degree in business so that I could help cosmetologists and beauty industry professionals understand the business side of our industry, because we often don't get that side, because I didn't get it. And so I decided to go back to school and get my degree. And so you need great people around you. You need great people around you. And so check your circle. Check your circle. If your circle hasn't made any achievements since you've known them, check your circle. If your circle isn't pushing you to be great, check your circle. If your circle is on the same level that you are, you need a better circle. No one in my circle is on my level. I'm trying to get to the level they are. And guess what? And then after that, you get another level of people in your life. You know what I'm saying? And you have to surround yourself with what you want. You have to. I'm going to a whole nother thing, but it still focuses on your visions and your goals. If you want to be a millionaire, you cannot hang around people who aren't millionaires. You can't. So at some point, there needs to be a millionaire in your life that you have a connection to, that you have access to. Y'all don't have to hang out all the time. But if you want to be a millionaire, there ought to be a millionaire that you have access to. I want to own, my next step is not leasing a building for my salon. I want to own the building. And so one of my goals is, I'm going to tell you one of my goals. One of my goals is to sit down and talk to someone who has investment property, who has it and owns it. And I've already reached out. God gave me exactly who I should reach out to. And I'm setting up a meeting to talk to him, because I want to know how he did it. I want to know what I need to do it. And I'm not going to let my skin color or the fact that I'm a woman stop me, because we hear it all the time. Oh, they don't give loans like that to people of color. Or they're not going to give loans like that to minorities and things like that. I beg to differ. I just think that I need to be around the right people that can tell me exactly what to do and put my ducks in a row so that I can own my building. I want to own my building. I refuse to have my name on a building that I'm giving somebody else my money to every month. To me, that's not mine. I've done that, been there, did that. I've done that. I closed my salon so that I can get rid of my consumer debt. I'm renting a booth because I'm making strategic steps. Come on now. I'm making strategic steps for the next phase of my business. And so, write the vision. Make it plain. Make sure it has clarity. And then what's needed to make that vision come to pass. All right. So I'm giving you all of these things because I realize that we need a strategic plan to go along with our visions and our goals this year. So I am putting together a webinar that's going to give you the rest of the steps that's needed to make those visions come to pass so that you are successful in 2020. Okay. And along with that webinar, you're going to get a worksheet that gives you an outline of exactly everything that I'm teaching in that webinar. I'm going to give you my steps that will help you make sure that your visions come to pass in 2020 so that you have no excuse. If they don't come to pass, it's because you didn't work the steps and you really didn't want the vision and the goal to come to pass, okay? So very soon, by the end of this week, I will be posting the link to the webinar so you can sign up for the webinar. It isn't going to cost you much. I promise you, it's going to be pennies on the dollar. But this is your life, right? And so when we want things, we have to invest in ourselves. I cannot tell you how much I have invested in me and in my career to make sure that I know what I'm doing and I'm on the top of my game. So this is your year to make your dreams and your visions come to pass. Miss Nanette, hi Miss Nanette, says living the reality of her dreams. She's living the reality of it. Okay? So I will be posting a link to this webinar by the end of the week. I want you to look out for it. I want you to sign up for it because I want you to win in 2020. I don't just want this to be like the other years where we have dreams and we have visions and we just kind of by the end of the year, dang, what happened? The year got away from me. Nope. We're not having that excuse this year. I'm going to give you the tools that you need to make these dreams and these visions come to pass. All right? So just like my quote said on the page, it's not that we are unable to achieve our goals. It's that we are unable to stay the course by willing ourselves towards the prize. Okay? So we have to will ourselves to stay the course so that we get that prize, all right? That prize is achieving your goals and your visions this year. I want to thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. I'm saving this video so you can come back and you can go over the steps, but it's real simple. Write it down, make sure it's clear, and then what's needed, all right? And then look out for that webinar because I'm going to give you the other steps needed to make sure that you win in 2020 and your 2020 is successful. I love you guys. I look forward to hearing from you. Again, please share this video so that other people can get these steps as well and they can enjoy the webinar when I post it. Amen. Confirmation. Investing in ourselves is vitally important. So excited about having the 2020 vision in 2020. I will stay the course. Thank you, Queen, and blessings. It is my pleasure. You're very welcome, Mosette, and thank you for everyone that joined. Joanna, my YLC sister, I love you. Thank you for being my scribe tonight. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you in August. Everybody else, have a wonderful evening, and I will see you soon. Please continue to watch my page for that webinar because I want you to sign up. All right. Have a good evening. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.